Hey guys, Nate Willis here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. You know the drill, but you might have noticed that I haven't uploaded an episode of, for example, Dimension Hopper Challenge in like 2 months. Things have not been going great for the last couple of months. I've been sick. Well, sick. I say in air quotes. Basically sick, but it's not technically an illness. It's been a number of different issues I've been dealing with that started about 2 months ago. And that was right as I was starting to, get kind of back into the rhythm of doing some gameplay videos again. And it's really frustrating because right before I got sick, I was actually working on recording an EP that I'm going to be releasing under a name other than Nate Willis. It's going to be like a solo artist name type of thing. The name, I guess it couldn't hurt to reveal it, is going to be Fading Ashes. I still will finish the EP, but it was almost finished. All I had left to do was record a bunch of the vocal tracks, and then I got sick. And what happened is that I woke up one morning feeling as if something was lodged in my throat. This continued for a while. I started having chest pains, anxiety stuff, because I didn't know what was going on. I went to the walk-in clinic. They told me, oh, you have an upper respiratory tract infection. It'll get better in just a few days. That didn't happen. Then I went to the ER, and they said, oh, you swallowed like a tough piece of food or something that scratched the lining of your throat, causing swelling, which is why you feel like there's a lump in there. Now, it is possible that actually is what happened. I'd like to think it's kind of a combination of that and some other things I'll get into in a moment. They gave me a steroid, which ultimately didn't really end up working. I actually did start getting better for a little while, but then I started having nausea, vomiting, and if any of you know what post-nasal drip is, for those of you who don't know, it's when your nose kind of drains and you get a bunch of like phlegm and mucus and gunk in your throat. That's the best way that I know to explain it. I might not be 100% accurate. It was a lot like that, but like 10 times worse. It was bad enough I couldn't really drink without vomiting. I couldn't eat either, really, because of the issues with my throat. In my research, I heard of something called Globus Sensation, which is when there's nothing in your throat, but you feel like there is. And it apparently goes away with eating, according to the results I was getting in my research. This wasn't exactly that. It wouldn't go away with eating. In fact, sometimes eating made it worse. So, more time goes on. I'm still very sick. And I finally get a... Sorry, my throat's a bit hoarse from all the talking I'm doing. I finally get a meeting, I guess sort of a meeting, with a family doctor, because at the time I didn't have one. We also scheduled some stuff with an ear, nose, and throat doctor, but their nearest availability wasn't until October. This was back in, July, I want to say. I don't remember the exact date. Obviously, I couldn't just wait that long. So the appointment with the family doctor was right at the beginning of September. That's when it was. I'm recording this on September 21st or 22nd or something like that. I don't remember the exact date right now. And so, sorry, again, throat's a bit hoarse. They gave me some medications, did a bit of testing, which didn't really seem to find any results. Unfortunately, because of the issues with the gunk in my throat, every time I would try to drink without pretty much every time I would try to drink water or anything, it would cause me to vomit because the amount of gunk in my throat was triggering my gag reflex, which in turn would cause me to vomit. Luckily, when I would vomit, it would help clear some of the stuff out, so I could kind of drink water. I had to do that every single time I took the meds, and I had a fair amount of meds, and it got really bad. Then I had what's called an endoscopy. If you guys don't know what that is, it's where they knock you out with anesthesia, I think it's called. Then they put like a little camera thingy down your throat and look in your esophagus and your stomach. They didn't find anything noticeable there, which confirms that there wasn't actually any sort of lump or swelling in my throat, and that it was more of a psychological thing. Although it's possible maybe there was swelling at one point, but maybe it had healed by then. I was under the impression that maybe I developed some sort of swallowing disorder. And again, it's kind of an anxiety-related thing, I think, was causing a lot of it. It's doing better now, much better, actually. I haven't really had it recently anymore, because partially because I've found ways to help control my anxiety. What they did find was a little bit of trauma from all of the vomiting I've been doing. Like, I guess that would be like redness and stuff of that nature. They sent me back home, and I got worse. I think I was right on the cusp of starting to get better, but I just couldn't get better because I wasn't able to really eat at all or take in any water. And because of the vomiting, along with the nausea I was having, I couldn't eat because, 1, gunk in my throat, 2, the mere thought of eating, it made me feel like crap. Now, finally, my dad caved, took me back to the ER again, convinced them to admit me into the hospital so I could actually get my body back into better shape and actually work on getting better. And already I'm actually starting to get much better. I'm finally able to eat again. I can drink. I still have some issues with gunk in my throat, but eating actually helps with that now because it pushes it down, forces it to go down. Which is actually a good thing, believe it or not, because typically you want to swallow that stuff instead of trying to force it up. Other than that, my throat's been having some hoarseness because I've been talking more, because I've been feeling more like myself. I have been having some like constipation-related issues because my body is trying to get used to me eating again. But other than that, I haven't been doing too bad. I've had a bunch of tests done, but there's two technically main issues that I'm still dealing with that suddenly appeared right before I went to the hospital. For about 2 days before I went to the hospital. For one thing, I can't really walk anywhere on my own very well right now. My balance is not great. I need a walker and obviously help. It's something we're working on. But also, it's doing a little better now, but you might have noticed throughout the video that my eyes, my pupils, really will not stay still. They keep rolling downwards like this. I hope that this is demonstrating it well enough. Basically, if I don't force them to try to stay in place, they just literally roll down like this. It's actually kind of creepy. I don't know how well you guys can see it in the video because of that problem. And another issue I'm having is very blurry vision, so I can't really read at all. And because of that, I can't see the actual image in the camera very well, so I can't tell how well you guys can see the problem with my eyes. They haven't been able to figure out what's going on with that quite yet. We've done some scans and stuff, the details of which I'm not going to bring up because it's probably confidential. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that, a nurse was coming in. What was I saying? They did some labs and scans and stuff, the details of which I won't reveal because it might be confidential. I don't really know for certain. They eventually reveal this stuff to me, obviously, and to my family members, but it might be stuff that's not really supposed to get out beyond that. I don't know for certain. But yeah, because of the problems with my eyes, I try to keep them closed a lot of the time. But yeah, that's why I've been gone for so long. Try not to worry too much about me, though. I am slowly but surely getting better. It's a work in progress. But already I'm doing it a lot better than I've been in the time that I was at home when I was really sick. Yeah. One thing I did want to mention is I know I was talking about doing citizen soldier reactions. Before my sickness got really bad, I did actually manage to record one to Run Away From Myself. I liked the song. I'm not sure if I'll actually end up uploading the reaction since it's obviously they've released a few songs since then. But I wanted to just mention a couple of the notable thoughts I have on some of the songs they've been releasing so far. I haven't had anything that I've disliked. I'm trying to think which song was it. I can't remember what song they released after Run Away From Myself. There was This Is Not a Phase, which was very kind of emo driven, I believe, and it was fun. Emotional also, but fun, Excuse me. There was Anyone But Me, and I wasn't, from the description, it was not what I was expecting at all. From the description Jake gave of it in his track-by-track interview, talking about, before they started releasing the singles, talking about the album, he mentioned the opening track, Anyone But Me, and said that the verses had like a twisted lullaby sense to them. And I actually listened to it, and I wasn't expecting that it was going to be as heavy. I was expecting it to be a lot creepier and eerier. I was honestly surprised by how catchy that song was. It was really strong, for an opening track, which makes sense. You want to have a strong opening track. And then Deathbed, the more recent one, it's a little poppy for my taste when it comes to, like, the instrumentation and stuff like that, and the choruses, how they did the typical pop thing where it builds up into something instead of just being the most powerful part of the song, which is how I typically like my choruses. It was still a good song, though. It was fun, it was catchy, and yeah, that's about it for updates. I'm gonna let you guys go for now, since I'm pretty, again, throat is quite hoarse. So I'm going to end this video here. Like I said, don't worry. I'll be getting better soon, hopefully. The only thing I'm still kind of worried about is, like I said, the problems with my eyes and stuff. And if they're not able to figure out what's wrong, we will ultimately end up trying other sources as well to try and figure out what's causing this. So, yeah. And if worse comes to worse, I can obviously be put on, like, medications and stuff to try and relieve it a little bit. All out of the way, peace out for now. It'll probably be a little while before I upload again. I do have like one backlog video that I would like to try to get uploaded. It's old footage from a trip to Minneapolis that Oliver, Josh, Dad, and I went on like ages ago by this point. Like, I want to say a couple of years ago, actually. It's been that long. Unfortunately, I lost most of the footage because I guess I was stupid and deleted it for some reason before I could finish editing all of it. But I still have the final edit of the first episode of the series. So I'm going to plan it? Wow, I'm going to probably upload it to show you guys a little bit of, at least a little bit of the trip. It's just like the beginning and the first day, so nothing too exciting, but, at least it's something. I will need a little bit of help typing the descriptions and stuff, but don't worry about that. I'll have someone help me with that. All out of the way, peace out for now.